Hey everyone, welcome to the Investor.Bet Racing Show March 2024 debrief video. In this video, I'm going to go through the results for March where we made 22.88 units profit and 14.08% profit on turnover and explain how we got to that result, what we did well, where we can improve, and overall how it looks in terms of our yearly results, which at the end of March, we just ticked over to the 100 units profit, 100.31 units so far for the year. Quarter of the way through. We're kind of right now not quite on track for the 606 units we got last year. We need to be at 150 currently. And so I'm going to go through what I'm looking at doing in order to maximize the profits. We're kind of on track right now for the 2022 results, which were 435 units profit. But either way, still 100 units profit across 3 months. That's averaging 33 units per month for $100 better. That's $3,300 coming in tax-free each month. But importantly, this video is about what happened in March. So overall on the month, and the results you're looking at here, you can look at on the website for yourself and go through and analyze all the way back to when we started in October 2021. There's about 3,850 bets in here with the date, the track, the race number, the horse we backed, the staking on that runner, and the odds we took, and whether it won or lost, and how that reflected into the overall result. So overall, all time, we'll quickly jump back here. We're sitting at 1,326.97 units profit. So what you want to do is whatever your average bet is, multiply that number. So if it's $20, $50, $100, $200, multiply that staking amount by the units profit, and that'll get you the total amount you would have made since the beginning. And obviously you can do the same through a period of time. You see, we've now made it 30 out of 30 winning months. So starting in October 21, all 30 months. So effectively now 2.5 years, every single month, we've finished that calendar month in profit. And that's just by betting the same way every single week for every single meeting, and not like constantly changing things up, not changing based on the results. Like, for example, if results aren't going our way, we're not, lowering staking or increasing staking, trying to get it back, or if we need to make a certain amount to be profitable for the month, I'm not looking for horses at higher odds or anything like that. Nothing changes. Just continually stick to the same system. So as I was saying, you can go through the website and look at all the results. Right now, we're going to look specifically at March in 2024. We had 167 total bets. 5 of those were multi-bets, and the other 162 were all single bets. You'll notice that for every bet we have, it's only one horse in that specific race. So Mooney Valley race 1, we backed Eject. We staked 1.5 units and it lost. In race 5, we backed See What I See, 1.5 units at $1.90, and it won. We made 1.35 units profit. So we're not backing multiple horses in a race trying to get a small results. Where the way I bet and the way I bet on horse racing is I look to identify a single horse in a particular race that I want to back, that I think is a race where there is either no dangers or 1, 2, or a maximum 3 other horses that can win that race. And I believe the horse that I'm considering backing is over the odds where I think it should be. So this is what this column you can see here reflects. This L is the starting price, or the price we took, sorry, so $1.90. And this column is reflecting the odds that horse started at. So See What I See, we backed at $1.90. It started at $1.30. And of all the bets that we took, 102 of them we beat the market on. So 63% of the time, the odds we're taking are beating the market. Preferably, like this month, that number was slightly lower at 63. I prefer it to be around the 70% of the mark time. If we're beating the market 70% of the time, that is ideal. And even up to the 75%. So it was slightly down. We had quite a few runners drift significantly this month, which isn't ideal. I prefer them to go the other way. But this is the reason why we bet early, because in this case, in March, we beat the market 63% of the time. Of all the bets we had, you can see in this column is that's where that horse finished. So of the 162 bets, single bets, 65 of them won. So that is 40.1% of bets winning, which is right on the mark that I like to see. For every 10 bets, 4 of them winning. However, we did have a lot of bets run second and third this month. Of the 162, 30 of them ran second and 18 of them ran third. So a lot of horses filling the placings in behind. And just a couple of those extras that, the 30 of them that ran second, even if 5 to 10 of them had won and it was only 20 of them had run second and we had 75 winning bets, then the overall monthly profit probably goes close to 2.5 timesing for the month. But we're consistently beating the market at 63% of the time. I want to increase that slightly. So I'm looking at some strategies to make sure we can get that number back up. What I have noticed, I have spoken to a few members about this over the past few weeks, is the horses in Sydney and Melbourne are having a tendency to hold their price or drift from the early odds, where horses in Queensland, South Australia, and not as much Perth. Perth is kind of holding the price, but does depend on that specific race. A few of their runners are getting crunched or they're just holding price. However, quite often in Sydney and Melbourne, especially in races where the fields are slightly larger, those horses are either holding their price or drifting out as that market percentage comes down, because the bookies are trying to put that percentage into the horses at the top of the market. Because a lot of people don't know this, is betting companies prefer to lay horses at the top of the market. They don't like laying the horses that are roughies, because their liability on those horses can be a lot more if they get money for them. So people think that, you're better off backing roughies because you're going to get a bigger payout, and those horses are over the odds. Well, it is a case-by-case basis. Certain horses can be over the odds and there's mistakes in the market. That happens all the time. But don't just instantly think that, because a horse is $10 or $15, that it must be over the odds. At least we're getting value for that runner. A lot of the time, that's not the case. Those horses that are $15 should probably be $18 to $20, but the horses that are $3, a lot of the time can more so be $2.50 chances. And that's why if you go through the results, you'll notice so many of these $3.80 started $3.50, $2.80 into $2.50, $3.10 into $2.10, $2.60 into $1.95. So the mistakes in the market a lot of the time are closer to the top of the market. So just in general, that's kind of where you want to direct your focus, and just always make sure there's no other major mistakes in the market. Another thing that happened a lot this month is horses that we backed in one race, then when they didn't win, they came out and won their following start. And I kind of don't like to make a habit of, just backing a horse because we backed it last start. But this month, from just the top of my head, there's at least 5 horses that came out after losing, came out and won at especially like fairly big prices at those $5, $7 to $10 odds. And so just following up on those, I know some people just like to do that because it's the way they bet. If they back a horse, then they like to follow it up. So I know a few of you took advantage of those runners. Unfortunately, I didn't, and with the plays I sent out, it didn't. But those horses weren't getting it quite done at the right time. But overall, we're still over 20 units ahead for the month. Our best winners. So this is a really important point I want to touch on because a lot of people, when you look through these results, what pushes you towards the larger profits is getting big payouts on singular runners. And you'll notice here, it's not like there's no, big units profit from any single runner. Our biggest unit profit from any single runner in March was 3 units, and that happened 3 times. We had on the 30th of March, Flemington Race 2 Midtown Boss, we had 1.5 units on at $3, so 3 units pay out there. And then the previous Saturday, there were 2 runners. Firstly, at Rose Hill, race 5, Via Sistina, 1 unit at $4, paying out 3 units profit. That horse shortened all the way into $2.30. And then earlier on that day, over in Moonee Valley, race 3, Strawberry Rock, we had 1 unit on at $4 for 3 units profit, and that even drifted out slightly to $4.20. So there's the results that you're looking at, and the 1,326.97 units profit overall long term. that isn't because of, getting massive payouts and, hitting 50 to 1 chances and picking up 20 units, 25 units from any single bet. It's about consistently staking the runners. And you'll notice we didn't have any bets this month where we risked over 2 units on a single play. So that was the maximum stake, and that staking is based on 100-unit bankroll. So, for example, on Flemington Race 6, see what I see, we risked 2 units at $2.40. So that's only 2% of our total betting bankroll. And how it can kind of look is if we come back over to the overall results, where overall lifetime we're up 1,326 units. For example, you only need 100-unit betting bankroll to bet with. So you can take that other 1,226 units out and go do whatever you want with that money. Or you can use it to increase your unit size. If you're starting with a smaller unit size, you can use those profits to increase your units. And this is why, like, by consistently betting and following along, then you're increasing your betting bankroll, and you can either take that money or use it to boost up the staking that you're putting on and therefore make more money. Quickly looking at our averages for the month. So monthly average unit profit is 44.23. So still over the 40 units profit per month consistently. So, for example, if you're betting $50 units, you're making $2,200 every single month. If you're betting $100 units, that's $4,400 on average per month. And a good way I like to look at it and explain it to people who are considering being a part of the racing show is that with the average units profit, if we look at what that breaks down to on a weekly basis, here we're looking at the overall weekly results, which is averaging 10.21 units profit per week. $50 bettor is making just over $500 on average every single week. And for example, to be a part of the racing show, you can join for the best possible price, depending what package you're on, is around $33 per week. So making $500 per week, you can pay your whole yearly membership in as little as 4 weeks, and then that covers you for the other 48 weeks of the year. And we don't take any days off, any public holidays or any of those periods, because this is what I do full time, is bet on sports and horse racing. And so I'm betting these plays. I'm not just, working to send plays out to other people. I'm finding what I want to bet and then passing that information on to you guys. So we don't miss any. We've bet every single Metro meeting right throughout the year. So every Wednesday and Saturday when there's Metro racing on, and then Friday night meetings for Metro and public holidays. So that's what it looks like. All the bets are sent out the day prior to those races being run. So everyone has plenty of time to lock those bets in on their account. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this look inside at how we went in March. Obviously, a few key areas to improve. Few less seconds would be ideal, and a few more of those winning, and then trying to just increase the amount of times we're beating the market percentage as well will help overall increase our profits. And the next upcoming meeting is coming up this Wednesday, so the plays will be out on Tuesday evening. So I'll talk to you guys then.